Alright, so in this video we're going to go through, I'm going to take you through the solution to the rec form assignment. Alright, so we've got the rec and costing form. I'm going to go ahead and go to my requisition form. Put my name, date needed. Department we'll call catering. Alright, so we have our information sheet. I'm going to start with the spinach and artichoke dip. So I go into my rec form, recipe costing sheet. I'm going to create a copy. And I'm going to create one more.
Alright, so I'll rename this one. We're going to call it Spin Dip. I'll rename this one aioli and rename this one to sandwich.
Alright, so for the spinach dip, we need 3.75 pounds of cream cheese. My info tells me it's this product number. So I'm going to highlight, Control C to copy. And then I'm going to go into my Cisco order guide, Control F to find, Control V is going to put that number in there, find that, close. Alright, so it comes in a case of 10 3-pound blocks for $50.77, or I can just buy it by the 3-pound block for $5.37. Spinach artichoke dip. What was the yield? 24. Portion size is 4 ounces. Portioning tool is a scale. And number of servings is 24. Alright, so paste my item. Get my information in here. Quantity needed was 3.75 pounds. Purchase units, it's 10/3 pounds, but I'm going to split the case, so I'm going to have 3-pound split. Number of units, I'm going to hold off on that for just a second. $5.37 is the price. Let me go put this in my dairy tab. Quantity needed was 3.75 pounds. Purchase units, 3-pound split. I'm going to have to buy 2 of those, and it's $5.37 per thing. Next up I have sour cream, 2 pounds. And that is this number. Copy that, Control C, go into my order guide, Control F, Control V, It's going to replace that, and it's going to find it right there. I'm going to copy, go into my rec form and paste. I need 2 pounds. It comes as a 2/5 pound. So I'm going to buy one of those, and the price for one of those is $17.10. Next up, I have 1.5 pounds mozzarella cheese. And I'm just copying and pasting, Control C, Control V. I need 1.5 pounds. It comes as 4 5-pound bags, or I can split it. So I'm going to do the 5-pound split. I'm just going to need one of those, and it is $11.35. Alright, next on the recipe is 3 tablespoons fresh minced basil. So this is where it's the complicated part. So we have 3 tablespoons fresh minced basil. So I've got another form open here. So I'm going to have basil. I need 3 tablespoons. Find my info for the basil. Alright. So basil, fresh basil. I'm going to go into my rec form under produce. Description of the product. Copy and paste. Needed. We can't quite do that yet. Purchase units are in pounds. And it's 1106. Alright, so since the purchase units are in pounds, I need to get my quantity units in pounds. So that's where I start. I start with this. So I have my recipe, I need 3 tablespoons of basil. We go to Blackboard, and it tells us that basil is 1.4 ounces per cup, and it's got a yield of 56%. So if there's 3 tablespoons, I need to get this into cups. So my EP is going to, my EP volume is going to be 3 tablespoons divided by 16 tablespoons in a cup. And we said that my weight is 1.4 ounces. So I got 1.4 ounces per cup. So then I just multiply those two together. I have 3/16, 0.1875 cups. The basil weighs 1.4 ounces per cup. So I multiply those together, and it tells me that I need 0.2625 ounces. The yield is 56%. So I take 0.2625, divide that by the yield percentage, 0.47 ounces. Divide that by 16 ounces per pound, and it tells me that I have 0.029 or 0.03 pounds of basil. 0.03 pounds. So I'm just going to buy one. Next up on the recipe is going to be garlic. It's fresh garlic, so it's going to go there. copy and paste all my info in. Price is $12.44. Alright, so I go to my recipe, and it tells me I need 2 tablespoons of garlic. 2 tablespoons fresh minced, which means that it is it's in its EP form, so 2 tablespoons. Blackboard tells me that garlic is 4.8 ounces per cup with a yield of 88.1. So 4.8 ounces per cup, 88.1% yield. So if my volume is in cups, that means I need to turn this 2 tablespoons into cups. So plus 2 divided by 16. There's 16 tablespoons in a cup. I only need 2, so essentially I need 1/8 of a cup, or 0.125. Multiply its volume times the weight per volume. 0.6. We take the EP divided by the yield percentage to get AP. That's in ounces. And we take that divided by 16 ounces per pound to get that in pounds. So 0.043 pounds of garlic. And I'm not super concerned on how many decimal places you take it out to. So we're going to go 0.04 pounds. We're just going to need 1. So we're done there. Next up is 1.5 pounds frozen spinach, melted and squeezed with water. So 1.5 pounds frozen spinach. We'll get the number for spinach. Get into this. Copy. Go to the rec form. Spinach, it's a frozen product. So you could have put it in the miscellaneous tab. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the produce tab. But it is a frozen product. I need 1.5 pounds. It comes as a box of 12 3-pound blocks. I'm just going to need to buy one of those, and it's going to cost $32.27. Next up, 19 ounces of canned artichoke hearts. Canned artichoke, so it's a dry good. Okay. Information form. Copy, paste, description, Control-C, Control-V. Needed was 19 ounces. Purchase units are 12/14 ounces. We need 19 ounces. So our units match up. Just going to need to buy one, and the unit price is $25.57. And the description basically just means it's a size thing. So it's an 8 to 10 count in sizing, but that doesn't make any difference in the requisitioning part. And then next on our sheet is salt and pepper. Salt and pepper. I just had that salt and pepper's here pop into my head as I was saying the salt and pepper. Got that little groove going now. Push it real good. So copy and paste. Rec forms are a lot of fun. Lots of fun. So we copy and paste the salt. Control-C, Control-V. It's to taste, I believe, for this recipe. get there in a second. Spin art badge to taste for salt and pepper. So I'm going to have, what, like 0.5 ounces. So we'll buy one, and the price for that one is what? $15.54. Next up is pepper. Copy, go into my order guide. It's pepper, so it is a dry good also. To taste again, so I'll say 0.5 ounces. This one's a little tricky because it only comes in a split case. So it comes as 18 ounce. I'm going to buy one, and it is $8.92. Alright, so we have everything requisitioned for our spinach dip. So now we're going to go back into the spinach dip recipe that we had started. We're going to go ahead and finish getting these dairy products. Sour cream, I needed 2 pounds, 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds, 1.5 pounds. Purchased units. And prices. Alright, and then we go to produce. Want to make sure they're all in the right order. So now I got basil and garlic. So we go into produce. Basil, garlic, and spinach. And copy and paste. Alright, basil was 0.03, 0.04, and 1.5. So 0.03 pounds, 0.04 pounds, and 1.5 pounds. And next up are the dry goods. And just copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. Artichoke hearts was 19 ounces, 0.5 ounce, 0.5 ounce. Alright, so now once we got to this part, now we just go through for the costing sheet. We want to find out what portion of the case that we're actually using for the recipe so that we can get an accurate cost. So here I do plus 3.75 divided by 3. So I'm using 3.75 pounds in the recipe. I'm buying it in 3-pound blocks, so I'm using 1.25 blocks. The next one I need 2 pounds. It's coming as 2 5-pounders, so it's coming as 10 pounds. 1.5 divided by 5. And that's the reason that we get the units the same, pounds to pounds, all the way through this, ounces to ounces, so that we can just go through and make this quick, easy division. So it's the quantity needed column divided by this column. So this is 1.5 divided by 36, 12 3-pound bags, plus 1.5 divided by 36. This one's a little tougher. It's 19 ounces divided by 12 ounces times 14 ounces. Same thing with this one, plus 0.5 divided by 24 times 26. And then plus 0.5 divided by 18. Alright, so we go through and figure it out, and you should have got a cost somewhere around 79 cents per serving for the spinach dip recipe. Next up, we'll go to the aioli. So we're done with the spinach dip. Blackboard, we'll do the avocado lime aioli. And open this.
The avocado lime aioli. Got the mayonnaise. Go into our order guide. And mayonnaise. In the rec form, it's going to be under the dry goods. So we go into dry. Mayonnaise. Alright, so if we look at the recipe, we need 2 cups of mayo. We're buying it in gallons. So we got to convert those cups to gallons. So we go into my little EPAP form here. Product is mayo. You're starting out with 2 cups. So we're starting out with 2 cups. There's 8 ounces per cup. 8 ounces per cup. 128 ounces per gallon. So we have 16 cups in a gallon. So there's 16 cups per gallon. So if we have 16 cups in a gallon, and we actually have 2 cups, our EP volume is plus 2 divided by 16, 0.125 gallons. So we go into our rec form, and we need 0.125 gallons, essentially 1/8 of a gallon. Comes with 4 gallons, so we're just going to buy 1. Next in our recipe are avocados. So we need 4 avocados. Go to our information sheet. Copy. Avocados are a fresh produce, so we're going to go into produce. We needed 4 each. They come as a 1/40/48. I told you for the purposes of this, we're going to the avocados are 40 each per case, so we're just going to go ahead and get rid of that 48. And just put 1/40 each. We only need 4, so we're going to purchase 1 of those. And the price for that was $46. Next on our recipe, lime. Lime fresh. we needed 1 each. It comes as a 1/36 count. Just going to buy 1, and that is $11.24. Next up on our thing is garlic cloves minced. So we need 1 ounce of minced garlic cloves. So we go into our EPAP sheet. Garlic. We have 1 ounce. So the EP weight is 1 ounce. Yield percentage is already on here for garlic, is 88.1. Plus that divided by that. 1.14 ounces. We buy the garlic in pounds. So that divided by 16.07 pounds. Alright, so with garlic, go into a rec form, we only want to put the ingredient in there one time. So if I went ahead and did a whole nother line of garlic, I'm going to tell it to 1 unit, and so my purchaser, they're just going to go put those numbers in, and I'm actually going to get 2 of these 5-pound tubs of garlic when I don't necessarily need them. So I needed 0.04 for the first recipe, and what I figured that I needed for this one. And for this one I need 0.07. So I'm just going to add the 0.04 plus 0.07. So right now I need 0.11 pounds of garlic. Excuse me, that's not going to change the number of units. I'm good on that. Next on our recipe was cilantro. So 1 tablespoon cilantro chopped. So I go into this EPAP, I've got cilantro. And it was 1 tablespoon. Okay. Go into Blackboard and get my information here. Cilantro is 0.06 ounces per tablespoon with a yield of 46.4%. So 0.06 ounces, 0.086 ounces per tablespoon. So 0.086 ounces per tablespoon. I have 1 tablespoon. You really don't have to multiply that out, hopefully, to see that you have 0.086 ounces, and it was 46.4. Ounces, 0.19 ounces, and so for our recipe, or for our guide here, so many things open. Alright, so we're buying it in a 4-ounce package. Right now we've got it as 0.19 ounces, so we're good. We don't have to convert it any further. Also a produce item. We need 0.19 ounces. It's going to come as a 1/4 ounce. Buy 1 of those, and $6.47. Then next we have a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. I didn't give you the conversion factors for those, so you can make them whatever you want to. Or you could have Googled and found out how much a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of pepper actually weighs. I'm going to call it a 1/4 of an ounce. So we go into our dry goods. We've got salt and pepper. So I'm now going to make that 0.75 ounces, and I'm going to make this 0.75 ounces. And that gets us everything for the avocado lime aioli.
Alright, the yield is 25. Portion size is 1 ounce. Tool, we don't have one, we'll call it a 1 ounce ladle. And number of servings is 25. Alright, so the first one is mayo. So we go into our dry goods. And we needed, it's 0.125 gallons. Unit price was $20.96. Alright, next up, avocados, limes, and garlic. All produce. Avocado. Just copy and paste, copy and paste.
We needed 4 avocados and 1 lime. Next up was the garlic. $12.44. And go back to our EPAP. Garlic, we needed 0.07 pounds. Remember, we combined it on the requisition part. 0.07 pounds. Next for our recipe is the cilantro. We need 0.19 ounces. Purchase units are 1/4 ounce. And $6.47. After cilantro, salt and pepper. Go to dry. Got our salt and our pepper. A lot of copying and pasting. Copy and paste. Purchase units. Go back to dry. Copy and paste the prices. Paste the prices. 0.25 ounces. 0.25 ounces. Alright, so we go back and we look, we make sure we got all of our ingredients. Mayo, avocados, lime, garlic. Mayo, avocado, lime, garlic. Cilantro, salt, pepper. Cilantro, salt, pepper. So we're good to go. Go ahead and delete a few of these unused lines out of here. Alright. Number of units. Plus 0.125 divided by 4. Our 0.125 gallons divided by the 4 gallons that come in the case. Plus 4 divided by 40. We're using 4. There's 40 in the case. Plus 1 divided by 36. Plus 0.07 divided by 5. Plus 0.19 divided by 4. Plus 0.25 divided by 24 times 26. 0.25 divided by 24 times 26. And plus 0.25 divided by 18. Boom. So we've got about 25 cents in each serving of the aioli. And last but not least,
we go to Blackboard and get our mahi sandwich recipe. Alright, so 25 mahi fillets.
So, copy, go into the order guide.
Mahi is going to go under the meat and seafood tab. Mahi fillet 6 ounce. Purchase units. And price $72.55. Alright, so quantity needed. Go to our recipe. It tells us we need 25 6-ounce fillets. So, go into my EPAP thing. So, mahi. Need 25 at 6 ounces. You can kind of ignore the headings now because it's not necessarily following those. So, I need 150 ounces plus 150 divided by 16, 9.375 pounds. So 9.375 pounds, so I just need to purchase 1 unit. Next up on the recipe is the avocado lime aioli. We've already requisitioned for all the stuff for the other recipes, so we just leave that alone for now. Next up, I need the hamburger buns. I'm going to put this in dry goods. You could have put it in miscellaneous. It's a frozen hamburger bun. Alright, so it comes as 6 8-count bags. So in the box there's going to be 6 bags that have 8 buns in each bag. Recipe tells us that we need 25 buns, so 25 each. 6 times 8 is 48, so I'm just going to need 1 of those. And the price for those is $19.73. Okay. Next to the recipe, leaf lettuce. 1 pound and ounces of leaf lettuce. On Blackboard, I told you that that you didn't have to convert the leaf lettuce. So 1 pound, 9 ounces. It's going to be a produce. Get the item number. Alright, let's see. And the reason that we're not converting these is because it's a it comes in its EP format. It's basically just single leaves that are ready to go straight on the plate. So we don't have to do any conversion. Lettuce, green leaf, gourmet singles. Alright, so we need 1 pound, 9 ounces. So lettuce, we need 1 pound, 9 ounces. We're buying it in pounds, so we didn't quite get to that point yet. But 2/5 pound bags. So this needs to be in pounds only, no ounces. So in this, plus 9 divided by 16 is 0.5625. So we have 1.56 pounds. Only going to buy one, and that one costs us $21.85. And last but not least, we have sliced red onion. Copy. Alright, red onion, so it's going to be in the produce also. Alright, so we need 3 pounds, 2 ounces. Onion. 3 pounds, 2 ounces. That's 2 divided by 16. 125, so 3.125 pounds. It's weight per volume. If we go back to Blackboard, so we need 3.125 pounds EP. The yield is 90.6%. I guess I can put that. So EP weight is 3.125 pounds. 90.6 yield percentage. So I need 3.45 pounds of onions. So 3.45 pounds. The box comes with a 25-pound box. So I'm just going to buy one of those, and that box cost me $21.76. Back to the recipe. And that's all we got. So we'll start building our costing sheet. So for the sandwich, we got the mahi sandwich. Yield is 25. Oh, 25. Number of servings is 25. Portion size is each. Tool is count. And I'm not too concerned with how you put those in. Actually, I don't really even grade that part of it. Hopefully you put something in there, but like I said, I don't really grade that part. Alright, so we have the mahi fillet. This is our first one. So we go to the meats. 9.375 pounds is what we need. 9.375 pounds. Purchase unit is 1/10 pound. And it's $72.55. Alright, next on the recipe is 25 ounces of avocado lime aioli. So, for the put in-house, A-I-O-L-I, avocado lime aioli. Alright, so what we need is 25 ounces. Purchase units, you could do this one of two ways. You could have this as 25 ounces in just one batch of that recipe, or you could do it as 1 ounce, and the number of units would be 25, and you multiply that times the cost per serving. So I'm going to do it. I'll go 1 ounce. My unit price for the 1 ounce is going to be 25 cents. The other way you could do it is you could do that entire batch recipe makes 25 ounces, and it's $6.18. Seems weird. Plus 25 times 25, 625. Okay. So it's probably actually like 24.9 or 24.8, something like that. Alright, so next was the the buns, the leaf lettuce, and the onions. So the hamburger buns, each. That was 6/8. Price, $19.73. And lettuce and onions, £1.56, 1.56, 3.45, 1.56, 3.45 pounds, pounds. And the copy and paste. Alright. Go ahead and delete out some of these lines that we don't need in here. Get those deleted out. Alright. And we'll figure up our cost per servings here. Alright, so plus 9.375 divided by 10. 9.375 divided by 10. Plus 25 divided by 48. Or 6 times 8. Plus 1.56 divided by 10. And plus 3.45 divided by 25. So it looks like our mahi sandwich cost us $3.64. So that is that's the answers that you should have got for your assignment. So cost per serving for the sandwich, $3.64. Cost per serving for the spinach dip was 79 cents, and the aioli was 25 cents, which basically went into the sandwich recipe. And that completes this assignment.